Welcome back to Plotless and Clueless. I'm Emily.
I'm Rachel.
And today we are ready for your deep dive. Deep dive. Was it a Reddit deep dive or was it just a big old theory deep dive?
Yeah. I got most of it off of TikTok.
Right.
And then I got another little extra thing off of Reddit. But it's a theory that there's lots out there.
You're prepared. You've printed your homework.
Look at that.
Look at you. 10 out of 10. A+.
There's lots out there.
Comfy, so I'm doing these ones.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
Because I'm gonna...
And
I'm ready.
I will link where I found them and who wrote them as well. But yeah, there's lots to do with it. And then there's lots of other spin-off theories from it as well. You may have already seen it. I don't know.
I don't even know what the topic is.
It's about... What was that?
I don't know. Was it your bird?
I don't know.
Is Liam doing things?
That was so loud.
It sounded like it came from the house.
He's laying on the lounge. Anywho, it's a...
Oh, maybe someone's on a bike and their brakes are fucked on the street. Anywho.
It's about Mama Archeron.
Ooh la la. Okay. I'm buckling up. I am ready.
So I got all of this stuff off of, I think she's called Larita Reads, off of TikTok. It was literally just like a carousel and I was just writing it all down.
You've typed this out?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You've really done your homework.
Because it was easier than having it on my phone.
That's fair.
So, people think that she's not just human.
Okay.
Right. So, in this theory, that starts off with, she seems to know more about the fairies than an ordinary human. In ACOTAR, Temlin asks Feyre, and this is from the book, Temlin interrupted, his voice surprisingly gentle. Didn't your mother tell you anything about us? Suspicious.
Did we have a question a few episodes ago if she was dead or if she fucked off?
Yeah.
Did you work that out in your deep dive? No?
No, oh, she's dead, sorry. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
She dead, yeah.
She dead?
She dead.
Okay, cool.
There's, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, very good. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah.
I know she's dead now, though.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, didn't your mother tell you anything about us? Suspicion number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Note how he specifically asks about her mother, not Feyre's father, sisters, teachers, or anyone else. Why would Temlin be surprised that her mother specifically didn't tell Feyre about what is behind the wall?
It's just a turn of phrase, though. Didn't your mother ever teach you?
Why not? Why not a dad?
Because that's a turn of phrase, though.
Oh.
Like for young.
Well.
I'm not trying to put holes in your... No. Just asking the question.
Whatever. Anyway.
I like it.
Yes.
I'm still on board. You haven't lost me.
It gets better. I will admit that it does get better.
I'm keen.
All right. So, in Silver Flames, Nesta remembers a story that her mother told them. And this is an excerpt from the book. Nesta focused on her breathing again. She knew how to swim. Her mother made sure of it, thanks to a cousin who had drowned in childhood, murdered by fairies, her mother had claimed. I saw her dragged into the river. How does she know? How does she know they were murdered by fairies, you may ask?
Because she saw them drag her into the river.
But how?
With her eyes?
But fairies don't come across the wall.
The other side of the river? I don't know. There's two sides to the river, the fairy side, the not fairy side. I don't know.
Well, yeah, the next thing is, how or where would Mama Archeron have witnessed this? Isn't a wall supposed to protect humans from the Fae, unless she was not in the human lands?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, moving along. we move over to the sisters, and then we'll jump back to Mama, I believe, somewhere in the pages. Somewhere. We move along to the sisters because this is kind of another little interconnected witchy hoo-ha.
Witchy woos.
Yeah. So, this is about how the sisters have, like, extraordinary powers.
Yes.
They're meant to be humans, and now they challenge Rhys, who is the most powerful High Lord in Prythian.
Yep.
So all three Archeron sisters gained extraordinary powers when they were turned Fae. As Emran puts it, another thing from the book, and do not forget that Nesta herself and Elaine, with whatever powers she has, is there. Feyre is here, all three sisters blessed by fate and gifted with powers to match your own. Feyre alone doubles your strength, Nesta makes you unstoppable. All three sisters match Rhys, the most powerful High Lord in existence, in power. Moreover, Nesta's and possibly Elaine's powers are not typical Fae magic. From the book, what it was, it existed beyond the usual array of high Fae gifts. So people are speculating what their powers are and where they've come from. And then finally, Nesta was already different before she was turned Fae. She would withstand Temlin's glamour. Your beast little tricks didn't work on me, she said with quiet steel. Apparently an iron will is all it takes to keep glamour from digging in. Remember iron will, please.
Okay. Iron will.
Yeah. So people think, I don't know, like you can do a really big deep dive into the sisters. You can also deep dive into their names as well. But yeah, people are speculating about their powers and how they're so strong.
Yep. Because what's Nesta's? Hers is like death or something, isn't it?
Yeah. Like death reincarnated or something.
Yeah.
Something. That's what I'm scared of, death.
That would have been a good answer for last week, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Anyway.
Fucking dogs.
Let's move back to Mama.
Okay.
Mama Archeron. A witch? You may ask. Okay. Serious.
Very serious news reading.
Iron will.
Iron will.
The only thing that remains of Mama Archeron is her bed. Yes. From the book. The room was large enough for a rickety dresser and the enormous ironwood bed we slept in. The sole remnant of our former wealth, it had been ordered as a wedding gift from my father to my mother. It was the bed in which we'd been born and the bed in which my mother died. In all the painting I had done to our house the past few years, I had never touched it.
Ironwood.
In Tog, ironwood is the material used for the brooms of the Iron Teeth Witches.
Oh.
Witchy hoo-ha.
Isn't there something about iron in ACOTAR as well? Is there something about iron protecting you from something in there as well, or no? Maybe I'm thinking of
Maybe.
Tog. I don't know. Anyway, continue.
Anyway.
I'm just here for the ride.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions.
It's a ride. Yeah, so ironwood is the material used.
Interesting.
For the Ironwood Witches.
Also so unsanitary, that bed.
Yeah. Disgusting. Like, did they...
How are you cleaning
Were
that
you
mattress?
conceived on that bed too?
Exactly. Do you have a wet vac or a steam cleaner back in those days?
Back in my day.
Back in my day.
No, they probably just hung it out in the sun.
Hung it out?
Bleached
it's a fucking
it.
mattress.
Yeah, put it on some chairs. Bleached it in the sun.
Maybe she could use her witchy power to clean it.
Yeah, here, witchy hoo-ha. Moving along. Nesta, who is most like her mother, is often described as having fangs and claws.
Mm-hmm.
From the book, Nesta had become a wolf. She armed herself with invisible teeth and claws and learned to strike faster, deeper, and more lethally. I don't really know what that has to do with it. I think it's just a little link to the witches
Right.
in Tog. Anyway. We were told that Mama Archeron died of typhus. This lady doesn't think that's true. Instead, she believes that witchcraft is what killed her. Here is the explanation for what witches are in the ACOTAR world. Witches amass power beyond their natural reserve, more answered with sudden seriousness. They use spells and archaic tools to harness more power to them than the cauldron allotted, and use it for whatever they desire, good or ill. In Silver Flames, it is explained what happens to witches when their thirst for magic corrupts them. They drink young blood to feel the coldness, the magic left in them. So, what if Mama Archeron harnessed too much power? What if that is why she was so imperious and cold? What if her thirst for power is what killed her? What were Mama Archeron's powers? Suspicious.
So all the suspicions are leading to she's a witch, not she had some sort of fae business.
Well,
or is this for the reading? I'll keep listening. Pipe down.
Pipe down over there.
No question.
Questions at the end.
There'll be an FAQ at the end.
The oldest thing about Mama Archeron was her ignoring Feyre all her life, but then demanding the oath from her. So from the book it says, every time, this is Feyre talking as well, every time I looked towards a horizon or wondered if I should just walk and never look back, I'd hear the promise I made 11 years ago as she wasted away on her deathbed. Stay together and look after them, I agreed. Too young to ask why she hadn't begged my elder sisters or my father. Which I always found that kind of strange as well.
Didn't she?
Why Feyre? Why not Nesta?
Probably because the other two were fucking useless.
Yeah, maybe. They are a bit useless, aren't they?
Well, they didn't do shit in the first book, and that's why Feyre was out in the woods. I was going to say in the bush, in the woods in the first place, because her sisters were bums.
Yeah, they are bums. All right. So this chick that I got this theory off of thinks Mama Archeron asked Feyre because she knew Feyre would hunt, and that's what eventually would lead her to Prythian, because Mama Archeron is a seer.
Oh. Who
So
else is a seer? Isn't someone else in
Elaine? Yes. People, I don't know if I wrote it here. I think I may have just read it. People think that, you know, the fairy, the cousin that died by the fairy early on,
Yes.
who drowned, people think that she saw it happen. She wasn't there, but she saw it happen.
In a vision.
Yeah. And then she's seen what will happen to Feyre, which is why she's like, you need to stay and look after them, because that will eventually lead her to Prythian. Yes. Very good. Very good. In ACOTAR, Feyre speculates how Elaine got her unusual powers. So, you stole from the cauldron, I said to Nesta, who seemed ready to jump between all of us and Elaine. But what if the cauldron gave something to Elaine? Suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what if this is not what happened? What if Elaine inherited her mother's seeing abilities instead? Mama Archeron's seeing abilities would explain the bargain and how she could have seen her cousin get attacked by a fairy. I don't understand the bargain. I don't know where that came from. I was trying to think, but I was like, what bargain? Maybe she did a bargain. Anyway.
Who, Elaine?
No, Mama Archeron.
Mm,
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Oh, maybe the bargain is in like Temlin.
Oh,
That might be. Because that's what leads her to Prithium.
right.
Anywho, moving along. The witch blood would also explain why the Archerons are so exceptionally powerful and have such unique gifts, and it would explain Mama Archeron's sudden and mysterious death and possibly why the family fell into poverty shortly after. Dun dun dun. That's the majority of it. What are your? I have some other things, but what are your thoughts?
It's just a
It's a lot.
I feel like it's not a stretch, but I feel like it.
People really cling on to the iron bed. Why is it
really?
why is it an iron bed? Why is it an ironwood bed?
Yeah, maybe it is interrelated somehow.
Yeah.
I
I think there are some things that are definitely a stretch.
like I think when SJM did that interview with Call Her Daddy, even she's like, people just look into shit way too deep.
Well, that's the other thing as well.
I love it.
Is a lot of these theories about Mama Archeron are before Crescent City 3 even came out.
Right. Yeah.
Which somehow changes them, but I don't know how. So don't think that deep when I'm reading. But yeah, a lot of these theories are before Crescent City 3.
Okay.
And then I'm also thinking like back to the podcast she did with Call Her Daddy, and she's like, yeah, it's really not that deep. But who is Mama Archeron?
Maybe she really is
Who is
irrelevant though. Maybe they'll just be like, oh yeah, she was a fucking witch. Maybe no.
But why is she in an ironwood bed? Why is Nesta explained as having claws and fangs?
It could just be a exaggeration because people were like, Nesta's a nasty thing and she's defensive and yeah.
There was some like questiony statementy things that I found on Reddit that kind of relate. Well, they do relate to the theory by Knight_Star100, and the first one talks about like how and why did all three sisters find their mates so easily?
Yeah. Do they have an answer or is it just a question?
Just a question.
Did anyone respond?
No. They're all just like, good thought. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, why are they the most powerful people in Prithian? Like, Rhys is the most powerful High Lord. Cassian is the general of the Night Court armies. And Lucian is the son of one High Lord and heir to another High Lord and its entire court.
Uh-huh.
So why are they so powerful? Like, is it just a coincidence?
We'll see. I don't know, I guess. We will see. I was just asking Dr. Google, why does Mama Archeron have a ironwood bed? And there is a Reddit theory, Mama Archeron theory, if you would like me to
go ahead,
unpack it.
Go ahead.
Read it. I won't unpack it. I'm not that smart. Someone on, I don't even know what thing it's in, but someone called Knight_Star.
Oh, that's
1000.
this chick.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Oh, is it 1,000? I read
1,000?
100.
Oh, whatever. Said, I desperately want something to be related to the sister's mother. Now, this is an extremely far-fetched theory, but bear with me. So maybe Mama Archeron was part Fae or demi-Fae or even a high Fae in disguise, and she crossed over the wall to hide during or after the war, and then she faked her death. Maybe. Knowing what we know about the high Fae now, it wouldn't be too difficult to glamour herself and fake her death so that she could leave. Was she a seer, maybe like Elaine, and foresaw that Feyre would need to start hunting and eventually kill Andres?
Andre?
Anyway, to set off the end of Amarantha's curse. Is that why she asked Feyre, not Nesta or Elaine, or her husband or the father, her husband, the father, to take care of the family? Why entrust your younger sibling, a literal 8-year-old, with such a huge burden when you have a middle-aged husband and 2 near-teenage daughters? Did she pull a and it's got in brackets, Tog spoiler, Nehemia, and knew...
I read this last night.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And knew that she had to die for her family to end up in poverty,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. It is like what you said.
Yeah.
Kill a wolf and set off chain of events that would eventually end with the Fae getting freed. Maybe the father knew, and that's why he didn't get his beloved wife help, even though he was rich and had so much resources at his disposal. He would spend his entire fortune on a ship for a risky trade venture, but wouldn't get treatment for his dying wife unless he knew that she was faking it, or they planned it together. And said it would explain, one, the iron bed was gifted. Maybe it was symbolic. And why Pharaoh could never bring herself to paint on it, and why the mother died in that bed too. Pharaoh's old Fae style name, Amarantha herself remarks that she hasn't heard Pharaoh's name in a long time.
I've read that.
Is this your dot points at the bottom? All three sisters having mates. I know that maybe humans and Fae can be mates, but it's so weird that they find their mates so easily, and powerful ones too. And then, all the mates of the people. How did Papa Archeron manage to get huge armies to their side so quickly? You're telling me that a formerly poor turned rich merchant managed to convince a large group of humans to band against Highburn in the span of a few months. Where did he get so much money from? The amount that Tamlin got for him wouldn't have been enough to hire extremely large armies. No matter how motivated they are, armies need supplies, soldiers need to be paid, food, aid, travel expenses need to be arranged. Also, what did he give to Koschei in exchange for Vasa? Would Koschei
I couldn't remember who Vasa was when I read that.
The all-powerful sorcerer give up his prized firebird to a human for no reason? There's something fishy we don't know about, and it all leads to, drumroll, Mama Archeron, the fabled lady herself. Cue mysterious music. I am curious to see if something comes of it in the next couple of books.
So am I. I think there's a lot of grounds to stand on. I think, some of it maybe is a little far-fetched, but like an iron will is all it takes to keep Glamour from digging in. An ironwood bed, Nesta being described with fangs and claws.
Someone else has commented on this Reddit thread. Can you explain a little more about the iron bed? I thought iron doesn't do anything to Fae. And then someone else has commented and said iron does impact magic users in Tog, which it makes me wonder if perhaps Mama Archeron is from that world instead, and hopefully my spoiler thing worked. I've never tried it before. They put the little cover over. Yeah.
So are they, is it saying that like the ironwood bed is helping her keep her powers subdued while she's in the human world?
Yeah, because it's like someone else, like I think original, or someone else actually, said, I like this this theory. It's curious to me that SJM put that Tog fact about iron hurting fairies into the ACOTAR world because in my mind, I feel like these rumours came from some form of truth. Just seems unlikely that she put she put that in the ACOTAR world for no reason. I'm like, sort of, maybe.
I wonder if SJM is like in Cooler Daddy. She was like, "You guys just think too much into it," but that's her trying to like get us off her scent.
Oh, probably. The original,
we're actually like we're going down the right path, and she's like, "Oh,
there's so many theories though." That original post of the Night Star person said iron plays a huge part in Tog, but in ACOTAR we know the humans are under the impression that iron is a weakness for Fae, which is wrong.
That's right, because he has the fences, doesn't
he? If the mother was a demi-Fae born after the wall was put up, she would probably be under the same superstition. Maybe the father knew this and gave her an iron bed as some sort of symbolism, positive or negative either way. Why would a rich merchant give his new wife an iron bed? You have silver, gold, mahogany, teak, and other materials. You have ashwood, for God's sake, which does hurt Fae, so why a bed made of iron? The bed is mentioned multiple times across the book. It's given in brief detail in the first book when Fairy describes it initially in After Elaine is rescued, they all curl up on the floor then to sleep like they used to on the bed back home. In Silver Flames, when Nesta visits the cottage, she sees the bed again. So while it may just Maybe just plot devices. Why mention the same thing over and over again unless it plays a bigger role or as a foreshadowing thing, which we know Queen SJM
Loves a
loves
good
a
old
foreshadow.
foreshadow.
Mm.
Yeah.
Someone said Grandma Archeron was an iron tooth witch. And that's why Nesta's nails seem to grow and lengthen when she's angry.
That? Where did they get that from?
Because Nesta's nails seem to grow and lengthen when she's angry.
But why the grandma?
I don't know.
Who the fuck's the grandma? We haven't ever spoken about her before, haven't we?
I don't know.
That's a bit too far, I think. Relax. Take a chill pill. Yeah, I like the theory. Obviously, because it's what I chose.
Good point. No, it's good. I'm keen to see how it unfolds.
Plays out.
Yeah.
If there's any truth to it. I like the idea that she's a seer. Not a witch, but a seer.
Yeah.
And that she is part fae to some degree. Because I believe seer is a very, very unlikely power to get.
Oh, is it?
So why else would Elaine have it? From what I was looking at, it's like not many people become seers.
Yeah, okay.
So how did Elaine? Was it just potluck?
Mm.
Did the cauldron give it to her? Like what Feyre said to Nesta about she stole something from the cauldron, but maybe the cauldron gave something to Elaine, or was their mum a seer and she inherited it?
That's good questions.
Good questions that will hopefully be answered.
My mind is blown.
Very soon.
There was something I saw. I was scrolling. What's his name? Koschei?
Yeah, I don't know how to say it.
I'm going to say Koschei. I feel like that sounds right.
How's it spelled?
Koschei.
Yeah.
Koschei.
Koschei.
Koschei. The cousin that the Mama Archeron saw drown in the lake, in the river or whatever, drowned in Koschei's lake. That he is, because we know that he is.
Yeah. Okay.
What do we know? Hold on, let me go back to where was I? Oh no, I've lost it. Who is Koschei? ACOTAR. Koschei's the Deathless. Koschei the Deathless is an ancient, immensely powerful death god and sorcerer in the ACOTAR series. Confined to a lake on the continent by an ancient female fae, he curses women, most notably Vasa, binding them to his service. He is closely related to the Bone Carver and Striga. He's one of 3 death gods from another dimension, which is also interesting. Another dimension, death gods.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. The lake, he's restricted to a lake on the continent, but still holds immense power from that location. He cursed Vasa, the 6th queen, to be a firebird by day and human by night. Blah, blah, blah. Where are we? He shares a similar origin with the Bone Carver and the Weaver Striga. Many fans speculate on his connections to other SJM universes, such as the Valg. And what did we say the other one was?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Daglin and the Asteri and the Valg.
But theories are suggesting that he is trying to obtain the Fae Trove and has a connection to Elaine, and that his death might be tied to a mysterious onyx box, which I'm not really sure what that. We'll look into that.
Interesting.
But the Valg and the
I think that would play into the mum being a seer.
Yeah,
if she's seen that.
Yeah, and that would
how
make
else
sense
would you
because,
see it?
like you said, what water did the cousin drown in?
Yeah,
that would make sense.
Yeah, exactly. How does she know the cousin died if it was behind the big bad wall?
Great Wall.
The Great Wall of Prithian.
Exactly. To keep the rabbits out.
They didn't keep the wolves out.
It's true. Or in.
Probably ties into how they think that, well, SJM confirmed it was the Asteri and the Daglin are kind of related, interconnected, and the Valg hasn't been confirmed whether they're all connected or not.
Oh, like if they're the same.
Yeah.
monster. Not
Yeah,
monster.
the parasite
Creature
thing
thing.
that they explain it as. Yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting.
it is.
I'm very curious to see how it all
So am I.
plays out.
So am I.
I do quite like the like Striga and the Bone Carver and all that. I like their little
Same.
thing that they've got and that they're all related or
Yeah.
connected or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. I'm interested.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm excited for the books to come out to see if all of these theories are true.
Yes.
And if they're not,
So
how
wildly,
deep did people go?
Yeah. How wildly off base are they?
How undeep is it actually?
Yeah, it's like, nah, she's just dead.
She's
Nothing's
just a
related.
seer.
Yeah, it doesn't. None of it is linked.
No.
You're looking too much into it.
She was just a human that went into the cauldron and got powers.
And she watched a cousin drown.
Yeah.
Just real life drown, not magic drown. Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
All will be
It'll be
unveiled
interesting.
one day.
One day in the near future.
I'm excited to
Goodness
reread.
gracious.
We'll have to do the reread.
Yes.
It'll be a soon thing, I think.
Yeah. It will be for me too. It's coming up so quickly.
This year is going so quick.
I'm excited to reread them.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah. Well,
Fabulous.
that's us. That's my theory. I very much enjoyed it. And maybe I'll do a fourth wing.
I would
Theory
appreciate a
next.
fourth wing one.
I'm
miss
sure there's
fourth wing.
lots. So do I.
I could reread that.
Yeah, I started.
Mm.
I did fourth wing. I don't know if I could reread Iron Flame. She pisses me off too much.
Just like
so
audiobook on
whiny.
3 times speed.
Yeah. Just to get to
On a road
Onyx
trip.
Storm. I might reread Onyx Storm. I don't know if I'll reread Iron Flame. I just can't deal with
that's
Violet.
fair.
She's such a pest.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway.
Good soup.
Yeah. Have a good week.
A good night.
A good night.
Have a good night.
Yeah, I could go for a sleep.
I reckon.
Like,
like and comment and find us on all
subscribe.
of the socials.
Yeah, on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. And
Send us your theories.
yeah,
Have any
if you
theories?
do have
Links
any
to
theories,
We love a
send
Reddit.
them across. I'll do a deep dive into them.
Yeah. Yeah, fourth wing one. Send them our way.
Yes.
Huzzah.
Yeah. And
All right.
yeah, have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.